What about now? Do we have sound now? Do we have sound now? Good God, computer issues all morning. It appears I have sound on my end now. I believe I had it muted because that's the way this morning's going. Are we good? Cat, don't jump on anything computer-wise. I think we have sound now. I think we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Let me reiterate all that. I have sound now. I had it muted. I've had computer issues last night, this morning. It's been a hot mess here. Hopefully everything's okay. Fingers crossed. I do have a Father's Day dinner to go to at 1 Central Time. Completely forgot it was Father's Day today. So we only have a few hours to get through this. We should be good. All right, so how's everyone doing today? How is my Babylon 5 family, my Babylon 5 crew, my members of this wonderful, wonderful show? As you can see, I have aliens in purple or pink, whatever color that is. I guess it's more pink than purple, and humans in blue. Now, as you all know, I suck at names. So I don't know what half these people are called. I'm going to give them their little weird nicknames I give people, and we're going to rank from there. Now, I am going to go through and do all of the side characters, lesser characters first. Save the main characters. Hey, cat. Knock it off. Knock it off. He's a little hellion cat. Yeah, so we're gonna go through, we're gonna rank these if you do not know the tier. So A, B, C, D is just like it was in school. A is better than B, B is better than C, C is better than D. Then you have S tier, supreme tier, best of the best of the best. If A is the best you could do in school, S is you ace everything. You are the coolest, the smartest, the best looking. You're banging the homecoming queen. You're catching the winning touchdown pass at the football game. You're head of the yearbook. All right, you got it going on. That's what S tier means. It means men want to be you, women want to sleep with you, or vice versa. Doesn't really matter. That's what S tier is. Yes, the photo of Anna Sheridan. I had to go with that photo because you know what? That's what I think of when I think of her. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So, any questions or anything before we get into this? I'm gonna give it a minute. I'm gonna give it a minute before we get into the ranking. I think I got about everyone that someone recommended for the most part. I even added weird neck parasite alien dude who was only in like 2 minutes of the show. All right. Doom, doom, doom. Drinking my green tea with citrus tastes so good. All right, looks like we're going to get into it. All right, so we'll start off with some aliens first. And once again, tell me some names because I don't remember half these people. Now, I do know this man here, Rafa. Lord Rafa. Rafa, right? Oh, God, I'm so bad. He met a gruesome death at the hand of many a Narn, Jakar being one of them. Keep his face intact. They will need it to identify him. So he was a great bad guy, a great counterbalance to Londo. You know, Londo is a likable bad guy. You could argue he's not a bad guy, but he's a bad guy. All right, he's a bad guy. Rifa, yes, Lord Rifa. He's a good counterbalance to Londo. He is everything Londo was without the charisma and the just likable factor. So, where do we put a character like that? Honestly, I'm going to miss him. And as far as a evil Centauri goes, he's solid B tier, baby. B tier. He wasn't the best character, but you know what? The episodes were always better when he was in it. And he's going to be missed. Reefa. Lord Reefa. All right. All right. So we're going to skip Jakar and Zothras for right now. Let's move on to the lovely, lovely potential wife for our man Veer. Sure you know her name. I do not. She was delightful. Delightful and sweet and kind and loving and not too bad looking for a bald chick. But she's a bit of a racist. Is all for genocide and gets joy out of inflicting pain on Narn. So does that counterbalance with how sweet and kind and beautiful she is? I don't know. Honestly, I kind of feel bad for her character. She's obviously been brought up in this Centauri world with the Centauri mindset of Narn bad, Narn aren't people, they're lesser, they're shit, you can kill them, it doesn't really matter. It's like killing farm animals. You do what you got to do, you know. Lindisty. I can't. I got a speech impediment, folks. I can barely talk. She was a fine character. She's probably a C list. I would not mind seeing her character come back. I did like her interactions with Veer, and it showed a different side of Veer, one that wants to love and be loved and have this family. And you speech impediment. You really saw what could have been his happiness until she let all the racism, speciesism, genocidal thoughts come out. And then you're like, yeah, I guess not. Yes, so the real Vector, I am basing this on the character, if they're a good character, not if they're good people. Because honestly, some of my favorite characters are bad guys. I love a good bad guy. Case in point, one of my favorite fictional characters is Hannibal from the television show. He's a horrible guy, massacres hundreds, maybe thousands of people and eats them. Horrible, horrible man. Love him to death. Love him to death. Wasps? I don't know what that is. Londo, yeah, Londo's good. Zog, Zog must be God tier. Yeah, someone requested Zog be in this, so he is in this. All right, so let's go on. We're going to talk about the shadows themselves, this kind of generic shadow creature. We're going to encompass the entire shadow into one entity. That's why I call it the shadow, because in my mind, they really are just one entity, one group. So that's just how I view it. That makes it easier for my mind to wrap around it. So how are the shadows as enemies? How are they as enemies? They're pretty damn cool is what they are. They're smart. They're evil. They got cool tech. They put people in their ships to control them. They put cybernetics in people. Like, they're pretty top tier bad guys. But no real personality. No real oomph to them really as a entity. Oh, the Wasp. Yes. I should have put the Wasp in here. I get them in here all the time because I film in the garage. And it's not airtight. There are little spaces where creatures get in. But so shadows as a evil entity themselves, solid B tier. Rifa has more personality, which makes him really, really cool. The shadow just has the it factor, is what they call it in Hollywood. You know, they're dark, they're mysterious, they're powerful. they're crazy. So, uh, we'll need Cyber Frog if the giant wasps show up. Indeed, we will. Indeed, we will. All right, go on to the next. All right, it breaks my heart. I don't remember this guy's name. Is it Talong? Talong? The Narn with the sword, the one that Sheraton met in the prison camp, who later became like a bodyguard for Jakar for only like 1 or 2 episodes, which I wanted more of him. I liked his sword. I liked everything about him. He was very Cleon-esque, or more like Worf, kind of, because Worf is different from other Cleons. He's really holding on to the ancient ways and the philosophical warrior type. Talon, not Talong. Talon is awesome. Talon's a solid character. He looks cool. He speaks cool. I want to hang out with him. I want him to be in every freaking episode of Babylon 5. But because he's not, I cannot put him in S tier, because we have not seen enough of him. But you know what? With the little we have seen, solid A tier, baby. First A tier of the ranking. Fight me on that if you want. I don't think any of you will, though. If there's any fight, it's going to be, why isn't he S tier? Because he's awesome. Yeah, well, they like to stay in the shadows. It does kind of go with the name, right? Yeah. That is exactly it about the shadows. They're really hard to rank because we really don't know enough about them. They are in the shadows, but they are still pretty cool. Talon. All right, let's see. We've got some comments coming in. Everything's looking good. All right. So we're kind of rocking in through this list today, folks. Who do we want to go to next? All right, we're going to go to this weird ass thing. All right, I don't even know what this is. All right, we saw a glimpse of it in the future. It is controlling Londo, some sort of shadow companion, shadow parasite, some sort of mind control creature. Don't know what it is. Just know it can't hold its liquor. It cannot hold its liquor. That is its biggest issue. Yeah, Morden is the shadows, but he's also a human vessel, so I guess it makes him a little more personality-wise, but we will get to Morden. He is on here, right? I didn't leave out Morden, did I? Where's Morden? Better not have left his... Oh, nope, he's right there. Okay. Oh, I should have got... No, I don't think that's happened yet. Never mind. I wouldn't say I should have got him all crusted up picture. That's season 4, I believe. All right, so these are called a keeper. All right, cool. I did not know what they were called. They look cool. The concept is great. They can kind of phase themselves out where they cannot be seen. They hook onto people and control them. Very, very cool. Haven't seen enough of them yet. So I am a few episodes in season 4, and they just popped back up. They just popped back up in season 4. Season 4? Yeah, season 4. And yeah, that's kind of exciting. So I'm giving them a solid C ranking just because of the potential for awesomeness. I see a lot of potential and awesomeness. Yeah, Justin Shadow. I think I have him on here. This old dude right here in the bottom. I have not seen Brent's reaction to Severed Dreams yet. I have not. I'm a little behind. I've been doing a lot of filming the last few days. I actually have 2 episodes of The Expanse I have filmed and recorded that I need to post on Patreon whenever this is over. I would have posted them last night, but once again, computer issues. I think my computer is slowly farting out on me. I'm going to have to get a new one. Joy. All right, so go on to the next. Go on to this Centauri here. What is his name, everyone? What is his name? I don't remember. He's a member of the Warrior Caste. He joined the Grey Council before it was disbanded. I can't remember his name. He had a great talk with Sinclair in season 1. He fought Marcus almost to the death, and then realized this human is more Minbari than I am. Well, Justin might not have been the most charismatic person, but he did have the old man factor where he seemed kind and wise, and maybe that was made to maybe make Sheridan think of his father and look at him as kind of a elderly fatherly type, which might have lured Sheridan into a false sense of security. The Shadow knew what they were doing. Naroon, that is his name. Thank you so much. Naroon. Once again, you know me and names, man. I don't even remember my kids' names sometimes. Don't party too hard in your youth, folks. It does have repercussions. Naroon, the great Minbari warrior. He really is one of my favorite characters that we don't see nearly enough of. In season 1, he showed up as a badass. Cat here. I'm worried it's gonna mess up my computer shit. Stay away. Computer is finicky right now. Don't need you breaking nothing. All right. So Naroon in season 1, he showed up on Babylon 5. He let Sinclair kind of know what he thought. But by the end of the episode, they spoke to each other, warrior to warrior. There was a respect there. Naroon then showed back up in the Great Council, giving my girl Delin all kind of shit. Then he showed back up in season 3, and he fought Marcus, but he did not kill Marcus. He realized humans, Minbari, were closer than you would think. So where would Naroon be in this ranking? Part of me says S tier. Part of me says S tier. But you know what? You're a solid A, dude. You haven't made it to S yet. Haven't. You're close. You're on the cusp. The cusp of A tier. Cusp of S tier. I'm sorry. S tier. All right. Yeah, he was the one that beat up Marcus. Beat him within an inch of his life. Yes, Michael Connor, 100%. When Naroon shows up, it's just like Bester. You know it's going to be a banger of an episode. Yes, Naroon laughing with Marcus was great. Warrior to warrior. And I do like, and that's why TKO is such an important episode to Babylon 5. Because it shows how, no matter how different these different races are, these different species, the different cultures, warrior to warrior is where you breach the gap between cultures. You find common ground, you find respect on the battlefield, and everything else will come. But if a society's warriors respect each other, peace will eventually come. At least I think so. At least in sci-fi. I don't know about the real world because we're all a bunch of crazy ass humans. But in sci-fi, if warrior to warrior there is respect, I do believe there is a chance for true peace and true coming togetherness. All right, let me get off my soapbox here. All right, let's see who we got next. We'll do giant floating rockhead who was outwitted by Ivanova to join the fight against the shadows. Zog. He looks like a tiki man from a Hawaiian dinner show. He was fine. He's only in here because someone asked me to put him in here. I mean, how am I supposed to even rank a floating rockhead who's been around for 1 billion years? I mean, he's equal to these two, I guess. So he'll go C tier. Come at me. I don't care. He's C tier. He's not the best. Oh, not my problem. Ivanova with a smart little play on words, and okay, I'll show those Vorlons, which maybe they were just impressed with her trying to pull one over on them, so they decided to join. But Wokel, that is 100% what the warrior respect reminds me of. Worf, Jim Hadar, when Worf is in the POW camp being forced to fight, and the Jim Hadar says, I cannot beat this Klingon, I can only kill him, and that no longer interests me. That is exactly what it is. Belongs in Z tier. I don't have a Z tier. He's a solid C, which rhymes with Z. C, Z, Z, C. Neighbor's cutting his grass. Hope you can't hear it. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, so now we're going to do the guy who took over the Great Machine. Can't remember his name either. I preferred him when he was played by the actor who played Brother Theo. Is it Brother Theo, or is that a different brother? Good God, I should have wrote these names down. I sound like a freaking idiot here. He's fine as the keeper of the great planet and the great machine, and he has a very theatric voice when he speaks, and he talks as if he is great and wise, and he helps Babylon 5 and the universe. I'm not a huge fan, to be honest. Drawl, yeah. I am Drawl, the machine restored my age. It's made me younger and more powerful, and I see all the knowledge. I am great. Yes, overacting is what I do, as I am tied to the great machine. We're just having a good time here, folks. Draw, you're C tier, dude. You're C tier. You're C tier, no doubt. All right, who we gonna do next? The wife of the ex-emperor, played by Roddenberry's wife, Marger. It was too much, Wokel. I am glad you agree with the great keeper of the machine. It's so over the top, dude. So over the top. All right, so Major Bennett, Major Bennett, I don't know. She was a great character. She speaks about greatness, how it's not even remembered in its time. She's a seer who has seen things. She brings such gravitas to the show. Maybe it's because of who she is, what she represents. She's also kind of the like thing that crosses and brings Babylon 5 and Star Trek really together. And I do know a lot of the Star Trek Babylon 5 hate was really just the people at the studio level, the higher ups. From what I have read and what I have heard, the actual cast members and people like that, they had no ill will towards each other. It's just bullshit studio politics. They probably amped it up even to try to get more views. It's bullshit. But she was great. She had amazing lines in the episode. She's fantastic. She's fantastic. I would love to see her come back. Solid A tier. And yes, Neil, so much better than her DS9 and TNG character. Loxana Troy always annoyed the piss out of me. And this character was a million times better. A million times better. All right. Who do we have next? All right. Oh, before we get into the heavy hitters, actually, I'm going to save them. So the only one of these I can really do is going to be the evil Kosh, whatever his name is. I don't remember his name. He's got this cool purple suit that looks all evil with the red eye. Ooh. He's kind of a prick, dude. Total prick. Does not look at any of the lesser races as anything but lesser. What he does to my girl Leela is uncalled for. He's a prick. He's a prick, but you know what? He's cool looking. And he's at least B tier because he's a Vorlon. Vorlons are cool. They get B tier no matter what. All right, that's all I'm going to talk about him because he's really not that good of a character. Let's see what we got here. Well, the super cool thing Mejo Bennett did to show up in B5 and important for the storyline with Londo's future. Yes, it was. She really set up a lot of his future. We are all Kosh. You are correct. This is Kosh's asshole side, given physical form. Prick. All right, so that's all the kind of low level alien characters. Everyone else deserves a little more consideration. So let's go on to the humans, the great humans. All right. Respect from whom? We are all Kosh. I hate the freaking mystery talk. All right, here we have the... Who is that lady? Is she the captain of one of the ships that was protecting Babylon 5 and it got destroyed? I believe that's who that is. All right, yeah. So she is a... Captain so-and-so. So she came in to protect Babylon 5. She was honorable. She fought and probably died. I believe she died. I believe her ship was blown up. She fought and died to protect Babylon 5, to protect the freedom of the people on Babylon 5 who were against the evil Earth president and martial law and all the bullshit. So just the fact that she gave her life for something so noble. Captain of the Churchill, yes. She, for what we saw, was an honorable and good character. But once again, I don't really know her that well. So I'm not going to give her a D tier, but solid C. Yeah. Remming speed. All right, and speaking of someone at that battle, let's go to this next captain here. Who, Evil Kosh is called Yolkesh. All right. All right, she warned about the Civil War. I thought she was the one who showed up for battle. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. People gave me a ton of freaking names, and I just added everyone I could find. All right, so this guy here, though, he took over for the one captain who died in the show, but he didn't really die. He just was double booked and was doing Deep Space Nine the same week. So they had to basically write him out and add this chummy fella in as a captain. So he was likable. He was nice. He brought a good energy to the episode. I believed him as a captain. Put her in D tier. No, D tier would be means she's shit. She wasn't a shit character. Just a really minor character. But if she's not who I thought she was, it makes her not nearly as cool. So I don't know. But okay. Yeah, this character ranking is all over the place, folks. All right, so we got this captain here. I'm sure you know his name. I don't. He was nice and likable, and he fought well, and he didn't give up. Never give up, never surrender. So yeah, he's at least higher than her, so I'll give him B tier. Major Ryan? I don't know. I don't know any of these people's names, folks. I don't know any of these people's names. I don't even know my own name some mornings. I wake up and I go, who the hell am I? I look in the mirror. I don't know. Bruce McGill. All right. Oh, we got a ton of humans here. All right, we got Sheridan's father, Papa Sheridan. Told his son, you do what you got to do, boy. We'll be fine. Our neighbors like us. I didn't raise you to be no fool. You go handle your business. I trust you, boy. And Sheridan said, I love you, Pa. And he said, you take care. That's right. He's a strong Southern man or Midwest man, and they don't They don't talk about feelings and love. They show their love through feeding their families, keeping a roof over your head. That's tangible love. You can feel that. He was fine. He was a good character. Solid C tier. I mean, what am I gonna do? Well, it's shared the very fact that his seed spawned Sheridan, he goes up to B. That's all I'll hear of it. Got the wrong actor. Great. Neil. So, Neil, you are more right than you even know. So I run a bunch of tabletop RPGs, and if I don't write down a character's freaking name, you can guarantee it's gonna be guy in the hat, guy you dealt with last week, Joe Blow Schmo Mo, cause can't remember names. I gotta write them down. I should have wrote these names down, but you know what? The only names that I really need to know are the main people, and I know all their names because they're awesome. But all these little side characters, and no, I moved him from C to B because of his seed. Because of his seed. You can quote that. Moved from C to B because of his seed. Kind of rhymes. Like poetry. Okay. All right, let's do hot Nazi lady who was in Playboy. And I did a picture of her where she's not wearing any clothes. Hello, hello. She was great, actually. She was kind, smart, effective, resourceful. She knew her job and did it well. I mean, I can respect her professionalism. I really can. Now, was she pushing some crazy authoritarian views and spy on your neighbors and your family to turn in traitors to the human government because he's part of some weird fascist authoritarian crazy government? Yeah, she was all that. But she was hot and professional. Wouldn't mind seeing her again. Solid B level character. Sinclair is not missing. He's right there in his new form as well. I guess Sinclair is missing. Only Valen is on this list. Spoiler alert, if you ain't finished season 3, make fascism sexy again. Put that on a shirt, my friend. But let me tell you, that's how you get people in the modern age. Get you a super hot lady to promote it. You'll get a ton. Oh, nice. So you're telling me Sheridan got to see all the goods. Rock and roll, my man, rock and roll. All right, let's do this guy next. All right, so this is, I don't know his name either, folks. No surprise. He works in comms. He's the one that bought Ivanova roses, but he ended up saying he didn't buy them, and then Marcus got credit for him, and he ended up joining the team of the rebellion, even though we weren't sure he was going to, because he seemed pretty gung-ho. Earth is the best, but in the end, he made the right choice. He's fine. He's fine. I don't get excited when he shows up. Lieutenant Corwin. Yes. So he is in the purple section because he's no longer just human. He is human Mimbari. So, but yeah, Lieutenant Corwin is a fine character. I wouldn't notice if he died. And honestly, I just don't care. So he's a solid C. I don't care. I haven't got any D. I don't think there's any D-tiered characters. Well, there might be one. There might be one. I'm looking at them right now. Okay. All right. So on to the next one. We'll do the Hallelujah, the Baptist Reverend. As someone who grew up in the South and has been to many a Baptist church, hallelujah. He was really good. He really felt like a true Southern Baptist church, a man of faith, a man who loved to praise the Lord, sing, and have Sunday dinner. I know 100 people like him. I might know 1,000 people like him. And I really enjoyed his character. He felt real. He felt true. I would like to see him come back. If he did, it'd be great. So we're going to put Baptist Preacher Man at B tier. Solid B tier. He's a good side character. Would like to see more of him. And he's in here by request. I never would even thought to rank him. But he's a B. He's a B tier character. Solid B. Solid B. All right, who do we got next? We're going to do Singer Lady, who was not a drug addict, but was in serious pain. In serious pain. There goes my faith in the Almighty. He has some good moments, I guess, but he's just not a character I really care for, to be honest. He had some fun moments, but that's about it. So this is the Singer Lady that Dr. Franklin took back home and banged, and then thought she was trying to take his meds or take his med pad to get high, but turns out she's dying. Oh, what? I don't want no stream. What are you doing? Don't be opening nothing up. No, human Membari for Sinclair. If I said Corwin, because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I get names confused. Names are not my friend. All right. And you know, it is somewhat genetic too, because a lot of people in my family call people by the wrong names. I don't know if it's a genetic thing or me partying too hard. Probably a combination of both. I partied really hard when I was young, and my memory's crappy. So I call people the wrong names constantly when I'm watching shit. You just gotta get used to it, folks. That's why I have pictures. Just look at the pictures. That's who I'm talking about. All right, so Singer Lady. She had a good voice. I still don't know why Franklin didn't just secretly steal the machine, save her life, kill a criminal maybe. I don't know. You know, just hook them up, do a little zappity-zap. I mean, I get that it kind of breaks the world and you can't just hook up magic alien machine to everyone to heal them. I get it. But she was fine. She's a solid C character. I could care less if she ever shows back up. And that's really where a lot of these C characters are. Like, I wouldn't care if they showed back up. It wouldn't really bother me if they showed back up. But they're not the most intriguing characters to ever exist in the world of Babylon 5. All right, so let's go to... Don't call my wife Anna. Now that is one problem I've never had. I've never called my wife by the wrong name. Now I might have went to say her name and I couldn't think of it and just called her Honey or Pumpkin or Sweetie, but I've never been like, hey, Barbara. That's not my wife's name, by the way. Barbara. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? No. My wife is a sweetheart until she's not. I try to stay on the other side of that line much as I can. If you cross that line, shit gets ornery real quick. All right, let's go to this dude here. This was Marcus's friend who ended up having a parasite. Oh, not really a parasite, more like a symbiote, like almost like the Trill worm kind of thing. Get hooked to him, which gave him vast knowledge, and he became one of the great storytellers. Fatal error? Is anyone here getting a fatal error, or just saying fatal error because of my brain? Probably because of my brain. Okay. That's my mother's name. Gotcha. All right. Yeah. So this was a really interesting character. He was a sick old man living in the down below, and his life really was over. No real purpose, no real meaning. Then he gets this symbiote attached to him, and Marcus thinks it's some sort of weird alien takeover or cult or something crazy going on. And by the end of the episode, he has to give up his connection to this creature, this new life, to prove that it's not evil. And now he must live his life knowing what he's lost, but he also gets a newfound desire to travel and do more. It was great. It was great. He was a good character, very well acted. I think he was in Tales from the Crypt, Bordello of Blood is where I know this actor. He played a great character there too. He's solid. He's solid. I would love to see him come back. He gets a B. He gets a B. Yes, my wife would break the staff like Delin at the Grey Council. She'd snap it in two, throw it down, bust heads. Love her to death. Lawnmower. Okay, let's see. Who is next? We're gonna do, what is this guy's name? Jacob, Joshua, the old man who worked for the Shadow. Y'all mentioned his name earlier. I can't remember it now. So he was the Shadow's go-between, the man who would try to get Sheridan to come to the dark side, to become one with the Shadow, to be the emissary for the Shadow. He was a nice old man, very kind-spoken, and seemed wise and calm, and just kind of laid it out. He's the kind of guy you would see in like a Werther's original candy commercial. Just a kind, simple old man. Justin. All right, Real Vector. It was good having you for a little bit. Have fun. Go do what you got to do, and just watch this later. It will be up. It will be here. It will be posted. Okay. So Justin was fine. I could care less if he ever shows back up. He gets a C. I doubt he ever will. He was incinerated. Now, Bester survived, so maybe he'll show back up. I don't know. All right. Do this lady here. I don't know her name either. She, though, worked on Mars. She was there when they found the first Shadow vessel. She also traveled to Babylon 5 through great danger to herself to explain the shadows, and told them where they found another Shadow vessel, which led to Sheridan taking the White Star to go blow that mother humper up. Well acted, well played character. She did her part. Once again, solid C. Don't really, you know, I don't know. She was fine. All right, we're getting down to, all right, so let's do this lady here. She is a doctor. She works with Franklin. Samantha Carter wannabe, yeah. So she works for Franklin. She's a very capable doctor. She calls Franklin out on his shit for being a druggie, and she takes over while he's on sabbatical, on walkabout, trying to find himself. She holds down the fort. She is an honorable character, a good character. I would like to see more of her. She's a B. She's a B tier. She's B tier. She's B tier. Oh, so you think Justin is almost certainly the telepath projection of a Shadow? That would be interesting. I wish if that was the case, they would have made it a little more clear, or maybe showed something really drive home that might have been the case, because To me, he just seemed like another human who had been basically won over by the shadow. uh, D DH's Playground. You are pretty correct there. It does feel like a commercial when Sheridan calls his dad. Like the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Hey, Dad, it's been a while. Oh, we're on a video call talking and drinking coffee, but then all of a sudden you walked through the door. You were just pranking me, son. You were here the whole time. Welcome back. Have a cup of coffee with me. I love you, Dad. That is exactly what it felt like. Fantastic. All right, so we're getting down. Let's do this a-hole. So we're gonna do the president here. President, what is it? President Carter? Is it President Carter? He's a piece of shit. He is worse than even Bester or Morden or any of these people. Because I don't think he has any care. He's not doing anything because he thinks it's the right thing to do. Bester, as jacked up as he is, I do believe him when he says what he does to protect humanity. He does to protect the humans, to protect mankind. I believe Bester. Now, I think Bester does horrible, horrible things, but in his mind, it is for the betterment of everyone. President Clark is A tier? Really? Okay. So, but I think Clark, and once again, we really don't see a ton of Clark other than through like videos and things like that. I think Clark is just a evil, power hungry, power mad son of a bitch who will do anything to gain power. Not because he wants to help people, not because he has some great vision for humanity, but because he just wants power. Power for power's sake. That's great. So where would I put President Clark? All right, yes. So you said his best moments are still to come. That is a good possibility. So this is me ranking President Clark just on what I've seen up until the end of season 3. And he's a C-list character. That's it. He's almost a D tier. He's almost D tier. But I'll make him a C tier. I'll make him C because he has driven a ton of plot. I mean, he is the force behind so much plot in this show right now and the shit he has done. Visit his golf course. I see what you did there. But I'm pumped. It is what it is. A politician's a politician. I don't like any of them. So they can all go somewhere, in my opinion. Because his evilness, yeah. I mean, once again, without getting into politics too much, because that's not what my channel is. I think anyone who gets to top level of politics, we're talking senators, presidents, House members, things like that. I think it requires a certain type of personality. And people that want to be at the top of things like that, they're driven by power, by control, by the desire to be the best no matter what, corruption. And I think when you get to the top level of politics, doesn't matter, left, right, R, D, doesn't matter, to get to that point, you have to basically sell your soul and become something, something that is just ugh. That's why for all politicians, they all just come off creepy to me and not quite human, I guess. So, I mean, Clark is a good representation of that. He is the epitome of do whatever you can to gain power and hold on to that power. And it's just gross. I don't want to talk about politics. A bunch of wolves arguing on how they're going to treat the sheep, you know? Like, it's too much for me sometimes. All right, so let's get back to it. So Clark is a C. All right, let's see who we have next. All right, we got 3 more characters before we get into the real meat and potatoes. Yeah, the funding is a big issue too, but once again, that comes into it. If you want to be a top politician, it takes money. It takes funding, it takes resources. And how do you get that funding? Generally from some big corporation or some special interest group, and all these different ways to raise money, and everyone gets a piece of you. And if you don't have enough of yourself left, what is there really up there other than corporate interest and special interest? And just a hot mess of shit. Yeah, Earth is one of the biggest hot messes of a planet in Babylon 5. All right, so we're gonna get to the two monks. Brother Theo is the older man, right? And what was the younger man's brother? I don't know. All right, so Brother Theo, this noble monk who comes to Babylon 5 with his monk brothers to work on tech and raise money for the cause and just to help out. President, President Clark equal Emperor Catasia. Now, being I've seen more of the Emperor than I have Clark, like firsthand, he's way worse. But once again, that is only because what little I've seen of Clark has been through videos and secondhand talk, where Emperor Cartasia, I have seen many episodes of him directly. Like, I've seen what he has done. I have seen his collection of heads. He's terrible. I'm not saying Clark isn't equally as bad. I'm just saying I have been exposed to more of Cartasia's craziness. Yeah, so we got Brother Theo and Brother Edward. Oh yeah, Marcus, 100%. Any politician, at least in the U.S., who basically gets into power and wants to change the very foundations and rules of everything so they can stay in power indefinitely, we got a problem. But you know what? Beauty of America is we got PPGs. You know what I'm saying? We'll handle some business if it ever comes down to a Babylon 5 situation there. But let's just move on. We don't need to get into that anymore. So all right, Brother Theo. I really like Brother Theo. He seems honorable. Yeah, we're really getting into it. I'm changing the subject because I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. So whatever. So Brother Theo, back to the point. PPGs for the win. Exactly. So Brother Theo is a really likable character. I like what he is about. I like that he teaches forgiveness. True forgiveness. He is a character who talks the talk and walks the walk. I like Brother Theo. He's A tier. He's stinking A tier. That leads us to Brother Edward. The biggest flaw with the episode with Brother Edward is who they cast. And I don't mean that because he's a bad actor. He's a good actor. But he is typecast. And the minute I saw his character, in my mind, I knew he's not just going to be this noble Brother Edward monk. There's got to be more to his character. There's got to be more. There's got to be more just because of who they cast. And I do think if they would have cast someone else, I would have been more surprised with the outcome and what we found out. But that's just me bringing in knowledge from outside the show of who that actor is, the kind of parts he usually plays. And it made me know instantly something was crazy. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah. Neil, yeah, exactly. I don't want to talk politics. Let's go talk about religion. And I am not one to shy away from talking politics or religion in person. Those are two subjects I actually like to get into talks about, but only face to face. Because I think when you get on the internet, whether it's typing or doing a live like this, there is a lot lost when you're talking heavy subjects like religion or politics. If you're not face to face, where you're not seeing how people are coming off, how they mean to say things, there's a lot with body language and tone, and you just can't really, in my opinion, have good conversations about certain subjects if you're not with that person. Things get heavy, and you got to be able to really have that human connection to really talk. But I'm probably just talking out my ass, so take it how you want. Yes, they do tackle things in an intelligent and respectful way in Babylon 5. That is why I love it as well. It is not Star Trek. It is not kumbaya and everyone take hands and dance and it all works out in the end. No, there's pain, there's death, there's suffering. The good guys often lose. The bad guys often win. Babylon 5 is a realistic version of the future. Okay, all right, so back to Brother Edward. He was a good character, a truly someone who wanted to help. Of course, you found out he's only like that because he had death of personality and was basically forced into helping, which is why, personally for me, I would rather die or have life in prison than death of personality. I do not want my body to be repurposed as basically a slave to the system. That's what you become, right? A slave to the system. They wipe your mind, they give you the desire to help, and they put you to work. That is who we're doing next, the guy who thought he was King Arthur. I really liked him. But, all right, so Brother Edward. Where would you rank? You'd be a B tier. You were a solid character, but in the end, you served your purpose to tell that one tale. Then we moved on. Never heard anyone talk about Easter, but Brother Edward did. Brother Edward really talked about Easter, didn't he? My goodness, he was obsessed. All right, so we have one more character before we get in. No, we have two more. Let's get... All right, these are our last two before we get into the main characters. Stevie Ray Vaughan. All right. Well, fair. I would not mind death of personality if they turned me into something cool. But I guess helping people is cool, right? It is cool to help people. I'd rather get turned into like a badass or something. You would put him A tier, huh? Yeah. He's B tier in my eyes. He's served a really good purpose, like you said, and he does put things into perspective about for forgiveness and change and willing to judge someone on what they do, not who they were. But yeah, I don't know. Welcome. Late is better than never. Good to have you here. All right, so let's go on to Sheridan's wife. And I'm going to judge her on what we have seen, which is not even really his wife. It's like a puppet of his wife. Has her memories, her mannerisms, but not her soul. Puppet of the shadow. So I'm judging her as a puppet of the shadow. She's trash, man. She's D tier. One, because she's not even a real person. She's a puppet. Two, ruined Delynn and Sheridan's 3 days to watch each other and then decide if they're gonna bang. Fucking cock blocker. You That's crazy. Like Sheridan was gonna get him some Mimbari human hybrid booty. And she shows up, not even his real wife, just a puppet, an empty shell, causing trouble. Yes, they were married in real life. I have heard they are no longer married, though. They had great chemistry. She was fine. But once again, I don't think we saw a character. We saw a shell, a walking shell. And it was kind of trash. It was played well. It was acted well. But basically a mannequin. She's deliciously evil. See, I don't even find her being deliciously evil. I see her being almost like a robot. She's just there saying whatever they feed into her mind. It was not even her consciously talking. It was the shadow, or maybe one of those damn keeper things, for all I know, that was making her say what she said and do what she did. So, she is just a shell of a person who deserves nothing more than D tier, in my opinion. Yes, it does follow in line with death of personality, which is why I don't like it. I don't. Maybe it's because I'm such a individual. Like I'm all of like I view myself as Mega Reacts. I am Clint. I am a person. I am not. I'm not a group. I'm not this. I'm not that. I also don't really like sport teams and stuff like that. Like I'm not one of those people who finds himself part of a larger group. Like people, whenever their football team wins, they go, "We won. We won." I'm like, "How the hell did we win? You're not part of the team." But they view themselves as part of the team. That's just not how my personality works. That's not how my programming works. So the very thought of what you are being taken just frightens the shit out of me. And I hate it. A shadow of her former self. Little on the nose there. I love it. Great. All right. So let's move on. We're going to go to King Arthur. I really liked his character. I am sad to hear he does not come back. I would have liked to have seen him put together a new round table with Jakar and Marcus and maybe some other people. And we could have got this whole like fantasy stinking adventure in space. And it would have been awesome. He was such a good character. he really struck a chord with me. Not even who he thought he was, but who he really was. Someone who blamed himself for all the death, all the destruction. Ah, so good. He is S tier, baby. Fight me on that. Yes, that is exactly what she's saying, Marcus. But yeah, so I'm putting King Arthur, whatever his real name is, I don't care. He will be King Arthur to me. Solid S tier. I would like to see him get his own show. That's how much I like that character. I would watch his own show. Him going around the cosmos, remaking the Round Table, fighting injustice in the world. Michael York, once again, amazing actor. So good, so good. All right, Kat, you got to get down. Okay, so I think that finishes up all of the kind of the basic side characters. Now we get into the big boy. So let's rearrange this real quick. We're going to put this in more of an order. I want to go with moving people around, that's what we do. Got your car and Sheridan, we're moving down Londo, yeah, yeah, yeah. Move Morden down, we'll move him up. Singing a song, that's what we do. Singing a song while we work along. That's so much fun to do. I think that looks about right. Well, there we go. All right, so we're doing them in this order. Right away, I'm about to get some hate, folks. I'm about to get some hate, and that's fine. Say what you got to say. Zathras. Ah, yeah, Zathras. Zathras do what Zathras do. No one listen to Zathras. Ah, me just right, man. There's many of Zathras, but only one Zathras. I fucking hate Zathras, okay? Don't like him. Don't care for him. Don't like when he shows back up. He annoys me. I think that's his purpose, to be annoying. Zathras is D tier, baby. Come at me, bro. I'm gonna give it a minute. I'm gonna give it a minute for y'all to comment here. Yeah, Marcus. Yeah, Marcus. D tier. Zathras. No one likes poor Zathras. Yeah, everyone likes Zathras. And that's the problem. Too many people like your fool ass. All right, I would have shot your ass out of airlock. I probably would have ruined the universe because we have to have Zathras because he gets shit done. But by God, so annoying. Yeah, Zathras is used to it for a reason. Ah, Zathras sucks. Oh, I can't stand him saying all the same crap over and over. He drives me crazy. Oh, Zathras get no love. No, Zathras. No one listened to Zathras. And I could be wrong, but I don't care if I'm wrong. And I watched the new trailer one time for the new show. I didn't catch any spoilers, but apparently there were some I just missed because I'm not the brightest, especially early in the morning, as you can tell. But I hated seeing him in it. I'm like, fuck, Zathras. Like, I know they're doing like different time and reality, so it does make sense we'd have Zathras. Damn it. Did we really need him in the new movie coming out? Zathras has the best quotes and memes. It's just him saying Zathras. He gets on my nerves so bad. So bad. I'll move him up some. He's better than those two. This is wrong tool. Oh, God, I hate him. I hate him so much. And I'm glad y'all aren't giving me too much hate because he just annoys the shit out of me so much. All right, then we have Lita. our sexy redhead who has returned. Yes, yes, it is a different voice actor, but he does a hell of a good job with the voice. I really couldn't tell the difference, but I only watched it once because after I watched it, people was like, "No spoilers." I'm like, I didn't see them, but I guess I can't rewatch because if I rewatch, now I'm going to be looking for shit. Ugh. But all right, so Lita, I like Lita. I liked her since she was in the original movie. She reminds me of Major Cura, and I did hear that she might have been the body double for Major Cura in DS9 some, which is great. I find him irritating, not funny. But yeah, so I like Lita. It's good to have her back. I don't like in the way she's come back. She's kind of a puppet to the Vorlons, but I really do enjoy her character. But she's a B. She's a B. Lita from DS9. Cannot believe she ended up marrying a fucking Ferengi. She was a looker, son. She is a looker right now to this day. Girl has aged like a fine wine. But yeah, that's where I put her. And then we have Talia. So she just wanted to leave the show, so they did what they did to her. Now, I do not believe she was dissected the way Bester implied. I think he was just trying to get an emotional response out of the crew to try to read their minds. I don't see them wanting to cut her up. I think they would just use her or at least put her on like ice or something and just find a way to use her later. But she was a good character. I really liked her. It would have been great her being the stinking secret agent. And if they explored that more, I would have liked to seen her and Ivanova do some scissoring. You know what I'm saying? Like things could have been great. But you know what? Yeah, I don't know if she's A tier or not. Talia's not in this season. I thought she was in this season. Is she not in season 3? When did she leave at the end of season 2? Huh. It all blends together a little bit. All right, so we're just gonna we're just gonna rate her. It all blends together at some point for me. So let's just put her at B tier anyway, just so we can mention the late great Talia Winters. It is Talia Winters, right? Sorry, Talia. I thought you were in the first part of season 3. I guess not. Herman is a creep. I have heard that from many sources. Middle season 2, she went out. I remember her going out. I just thought it was in season 3 for some reason. Huh. Well, you know what? You live, you learn. I am not a. I'm not a. I'm not someone who can speak. I am not an expert on Babylon 5. I watch and I react as very much a casual viewer would. I'm just here to have a good time, watch some great sci-fi, and talk about it. So I will miss things, obviously, like names or when a character left a fucking show. 220 she left. Okay, so she almost made it to season 3. Almost. All right, so now we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4. We are down to the top 14 characters. Top 14 characters. We got our man here. What's his name? Fuck, how did I forget his name? I stinking know his name too. Not Veer, that's Veer. I swear I know this dude's name. Son of a biscuit eater. Someone tell me this dude's name. It's gonna drive me crazy. I know his name. Uh Begins with an I? Maybe? What the fudge? How did I forget this dude's name? Lanier. Lanier. God, I'm sorry, Lanier. Can't believe I forgot your name. Like, I knew his name. Just boop, plopped out. Yes, Lanier. Fixes motorcycles. Can't drink alcohol. Went to a titty bar with Londo. I know all about Lanier. He's a great character. He is loyal to Delin. He is loyal to Babylon 5. He puts his word and his honor even above his like clan or his group, as we've seen in previous episodes. He is loyal. He is capable. He's pretty awesome. He's pretty awesome. Solid A tier. I mean, there's no way he can't be A tier. He's amazing. He's amazing. I do feel we don't get a ton of him in season 3. He's mainly, we see him on the White Star doing his thing, but Lanier, I love you, dude. Bonehead maneuver. That's pretty funny, actually. Yes, that was completely a bonehead maneuver. All right, then we get to Kosh. Kosh. Well, you know what? You are just in time for the top 15. So, it's all right to be late to the party. At least you made it. At least you made it. All right, we got Kosh here. Kosh is cool. All right. Kosh was kind. Much, much, much better than the Vorlon we got later. He was a mentor. He was a guide. He was a Yoda-esque character, speaking in riddles and rhymes. And he gave a piece of himself to Sheridan, which in the end helped Sheridan jump down a giant hole. Kosh is pretty awesome. Kosh is pretty awesome. Is he S tier or is he A tier, though? That's the question. S or A? I mean, being we are all Kosh, I gave the other dude a B, so I should put Kosh at B because they're the same, but they're not. Kosh. I want to say A tier. I know he has his problems. He's A tier. Kosh is A tier. He is up here with these folks. There's only one human in stinking A tier. That's kind of crazy when I look at it. All right, we're going to leave that there. All right, then we're going to go down to Morden. Morden. Oh, man. Such a great, menacing, evil character with a beautiful smile that hides all the evil intent. All right, Bester. Morden. You're S tier, dude. You are S tier. You are a joy to see in every episode. Oh, you say S tier because of the daddy conversation. That was a good conversation. Yes, it was. But I'm keeping him at the tier of A. Because as much as I enjoy Kosh, I don't overly miss his character. So I think A is fitting for my view. Yeah, him showing up as Jakar's father and giving Jakar a spiritual experience that is not truly real, but just Vorlon manipulation. Kind of crazy. Maybe a little bit sketchy, possibly evil. But yeah, I'll keep him at the A tier. That seems right for me. Bester. Bester's great. Bester's great. I no longer see Chekhov when I see this actor. I see Bester. Everyone told me it would happen, and it did. And it did. Bester is who I see. Bester's great. And I do think Bester is going to have a big part in season 4. Something to do with Garibaldi. That's what I think, but can't really get into that because I'm not that far into it. I don't want any spoilers. Bester is S tier, though. You're S tier, Bester. Solid S. Solid S. All right, Marcus. Marcus. My favorite Ranger. A tier Morden? Yeah, A tier Morden, 100%. Marcus, I really like. I like his hair. I like his facial hair, too. I like his accent. I like his interactions with Ivanova. I love how he fights. I love his Membari way. I love his history of how he refused to fight and it caused people to die. So now he fights because they can't. He's a solid character. Absolutely a solid character. But is he S tier? I think not. Marcus, you're a solid A, dude. I mean, you're a solid A tier. 100% solid A. You got that solid A, son. All right, let's see. Veer. You know, I was a little when it came to Veer for a long time. I really was. He was not my favorite. But season 3 Veer has really opened my eyes to what a great character he is, how much I enjoy him, how great of a perspective he brings to the Centauri, and how much I want to see more of him as the show goes on. Veer, my man. Solid S tier, baby. Solid S tier. Love you, dude. Love you, dude. I want to see more Veer. I want to see more Veer. I am like 6, 7, 8 episodes into season 4. Veer's the man. Veer gets it done. Love Veer. Cat, you gotta quit. Gotta stay down. My computer's finicky right now. You're gonna bump into it and break some shit. All right, so now we're gonna go to Franklin, our Cosby-esque doctor. A lot of people say he's problematic. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit, okay? Maybe he has inappropriate relationships with patients and drug addicts. Maybe he abandons all of his friends because he needs to figure his shit out and go on a walkabout. Maybe he almost dies trying to figure out who the hell he is. Maybe he has daddy issues. Maybe he is the weakest of the main cast. Maybe so. But where does that put him on my list? He's not S tier. That's 100%. There's no arguing that. I think the question is B or A. He's not C tier. He's either B or A. I'm looking at who I have in the A column and the B column. And honestly, Franklin, I'm sorry to do this to you, my dude, but you are B tier. You are B tier. I do like that you came to terms with your problems and that you're back on the job and probably going to be a better doctor. You might get higher as time goes on, but right now you're B tier, my dude. You're a solid B. And I think that's fine. All right, Garibaldi. Gara freaking Baldy. My man. Speaking of hot messes, I love Garibaldi. He is the everyman. He is the grunt. He is the guy on the ground getting shit done. But we really haven't had a lot of character growth from him, really. He's roughly the same character he's been throughout the whole show. But I still like him. The question is he S or is he A? I don't even think that's much of a question. You're A tier, Garibaldi. I'm sorry to do that to you, bud. But you're A tier. You're better than Franklin. you're not nearly as good as Veer. So just settle into that A tier and be happy. All right, I don't dislike Franklin, Robert. He's speech impediment. He's in the B tier, dude. B tier's pretty good. But he has done some very questionable things. My biggest issue with Franklin, I have two. One, when he was putting the moves on the lady that came out of cryo sleep with a dead husband. She was in no way ready to make any kind of choices. He was in a position of power. He was her doctor. He was taking care of her. He shouldn't have put the moves on. Shouldn't have took her back to his house when she fainted. Should have took her to the hospital. Like, that was inappropriate. That was inappropriate 110%. Cat, he just wants to be up in my business. The other issue is when he went on Walkabout. I get it, dude. You got problems you need to fix. You don't fix it by abandoning your responsibilities, your friends, your job. All right, you went about it the wrong way. It took you getting stabbed to realize you went about it the wrong way. And because of that, I like where you're headed. I like the projection of your character at this point. But those are the two big issues I have with Franklin. Now I joke about Franklin a ton because he is low-hanging fruit. It is so easy to crack jokes on the perverted doctor. It is just easy to crack jokes on him, and I do crack quite a few jokes. But I really don't hate his character. I don't view his character as that bad. I just like to make fun of him for doing dumb shit. But yeah. And yeah, there is a bit of a time difference in the way his character was then and he is now. But I'm a child of the 90s, the 80s. I was born in 79. I'm a Gen Xer, I guess, technically. I don't view things the way a lot of the modern audience view things. I don't think Franklin's is really that bad. There's a lot of people that hate Franklin a lot more than I do. And I get what you are saying. Like, why so much hate? I don't hate him. I just think he's done a few questionable things, but I like his character. I like where his future seems to be headed. But he is also the easiest one to make jokes on because of it's just funny, especially with the whole Cosby thing. I mean, the whole Cosby thing is not funny, but Cosby played a doctor who's kind of a perv. He is a perv. Franklin is a doctor who's also kind of a perv. It just kind of writes itself. Yeah, 79ers. Whoop, whoop. 79, man. I was alive in the 70s, man. For almost 3 whole months. It was crazy, man. He is the shag anything guy. Yeah. That's great, though. Yeah, Franklin's a solid B, though. He could be A tier after season 4. I don't know. Yeah, all right. So that's where we're at. All right. Ivanova. I like Ivanova. What's not to like? She's a good character. I do feel she's underutilized, though. I feel like we haven't touched on her potential psychic powers nearly enough. I don't believe she's been given a ton to work with character-wise in season 3. She's had some great moments, though. Some great moments. But is she S tier? I mean, it's given she's at least A tier. Minimum. Minimum, she's at least A tier. But is she S tier? Is she S tier? I'm looking at her. I'm thinking about season 3. I mean, yeah, she's S tier. She's S tier. I do think we need to get more of her. I don't think her character is being used as great as she should be. But the character's there, the actor's there, the potential's there. I love seeing Ivanova in any episode. She makes it better. She's solid S. I will not ignore Ivanova. Ivanova is God. Yes, Ivanova is God. And I do not want to insult God. S tier. Sinclair / Valen. What a treat to have him show back up. What a even more amazing experience for him to go back in time and become the spiritual guru, the Jesus of the Minbari, to set up the Rangers, to set up the rules, to set up the council. Everything ties back to my man, Sin fucking Claire. I miss Sinclair. S tier, 110% S tier. 100%. 4 characters to go, and I'm sure everyone knows where these characters are going to go. Everyone knows where these characters are going to go. There's no place for them to go except for one place. But we're going to go through the motions anyway. Sinclair is beyond S. There should be a Sinclair tier because he's awesome. Delin. She has my heart. She has my soul. She is my Minbari queen. She is kind. She is beautiful. She is fierce. She is a warrior. She will get on the bridge of a ship and lay down the fucking law about how she will kill everyone if they are in front of her. My team is behind me. You are in front of me. What do you want to do? Oh, she's awesome. She's awesome. She is Sinclair level awesome. And her and Sinclair are both hybrids. Coincidence? I think not. The new Sinclair voice. Honestly, I remember liking it, but once again, I cannot rewatch the trailer. So I don't quite remember how good his voice was. I will take your word for it. But Delin is absolutely amazing. S tier, baby. She's S tier. Not even a question. Which leads to her fella. Her fella. Sheridan and Delin sitting in a tree. Kissing. They're gonna have a baby too. We've already seen the future. They gonna have a baby. Of course, he's gonna be dead in like 40, 50 years per the first one, which that's in season 4. We can't be talking about that yet. I love Sinclair. That's Sheridan though. I love Sinclair though, honestly. He is still my go-to captain for Babylon 5. Even though he was only in 1 season, I still miss the stoic Sinclair, the quiet, strong, questioning eyes. But Sheridan has really stepped up to the plate. Once again, I just answered your question, Alan. I like Sinclair better. I always have. I always probably will. He is more my kind of captain. But with that said, Sheridan is fucking top notch. He's great. I mean, he is right up there with Sinclair, maybe a point under, just 1 point under. But he has proven himself as a captain, as a leader, as a human. I would follow Sinclair and Sheridan both into the depths of hell, and I would believe we're coming out the other side. Oh, hell, Alan. You getting into the Cisco question? So I cannot fully answer the Cisco, Sinclair, Sheridan question until I finish Babylon 5, because I don't know how it's going to end. But as of right now, If I'm in space and shit is hitting the fan, and I can have one captain from anything to be my captain, it is motherfucking Benjamin Sisko. Okay, when shit hits the fan, Sisko is the man. I would trust Sisko with my life. I would be on his ship. I would follow his orders. And I love Benjamin Sisko. Love him. Love him. He is top in my book for space captains. Sinclair and Sheridan are a close second. Captain Picard is not even in the top 5 at this point. That's because of Picard season 1, 2, and some of 3. But yeah, so Sinclair is still my top captain. It might change when I finish Babylon 5. I still have a long way to go. I have a bunch of movies. I'm actually watching one of the movies this weekend. I'm watching 2 episodes and a movie. Can't remember what the movie is, but I am a Sisko man. Deep Space Nine is my Star Trek love. Babylon 5, you're up there, dude. And by the end of Babylon 5, it may overtake Deep Space Nine as my favorite sci-fi show. And Sinclair or Sheridan might take the place as my favorite captain. But I have to finish. So that's why that's kind of a loaded question, because I really cannot answer until I'm done with the entire show. But as of right now, this moment, June 18th, 2023, 11:53 a.m. Central Standard Time, Sisko is my captain. Picard, dude, I hated Picard season 1, 2, and 3. I mean, season 3 had some moments that were pretty good. Honestly. There's probably about an hour and a half of footage in season 3 I would rewatch. And I am actually working on, but I haven't had time. I am editing Picard season 3 into a 2-hour movie. I've got about 20 minutes of it done so far. I'm taking all 10 episodes and I'm editing it down to about a 2-hour movie, and it's going to be amazing. When I ever get it done, if I ever get it done, it will be on my Patreon. It is. So Jean-Luc Picard would have been number 2 or number 3 before Picard and before I started watching Babylon 5. I think he was my number 2. All right. This is me just trying to remember. So prior to watching Babylon 5, it was Benjamin Sisko, Jean-Luc Picard, James T. Kirk. Those were my 3 captains. Those were my 3. As of right now, it would probably be Sisko, Sinclair, Sheridan, Kirk, Picard. So Picard comes in at number 5. That's probably where it would be right now. All right, so if I'm just doing TNG, Picard would be number 3. It would go Sisko, Sinclair, Picard, Sheridan, Kirk. All right, back to Babylon 5. The non-remastered quality. Yeah, so I have, hold on. I got this box set at Goodwill for $5. It's got all 5 of the movies, if you want to say. I don't know the quality. It's probably going to be crap, like you said. But for $5 at Goodwill, and it was right after I started watching Babylon 5. So what are the odds? The universe wanted me to have that. The universe wanted me to have this. Yes, Third Space. That is the movie I'm going to be watching. Okay, so we got 2 characters left, and they are my 2 favorite characters. We'll do Jakar last. He is my favorite. Obviously, I love Jakar to the point I have a bust of him. I love it. Love you, Jakar. Oh, all right. So Sinclair never made captain. You know what I mean. Oh, you son of a bitch. All right. Well, Cisco wasn't even a thinking captain until what? Season 3? So. All right. So Londo. Londo, you're amazing. You have done terrible things in the name of the Centauri Empire. You are loyal to your planet, to your home world, to your people. Oh, I forgot Zach. Fuck, I can't believe I forgot Zach. Zach would be B tier. Zach would be B tier because he's up here with these folks. He's always fun to see in the show. He has grown on me quite a bit since the whole Night Watch thing, and where he really showed his merit and what kind of person he truly was. He is solid B tier. Zach, I apologize for leaving you off the list. I was gonna add him and I must have forgot. Son of a bitch. Call from Peter Jursic soon. Maybe. I wouldn't mind that call. But all right, so Londo is great. He has done questionable things in the name of his people, in the name of the Centauri. He has led to the death of millions, maybe billions. But you know what? I would still hang out with him and have a drink. Maybe it's because he's just so charismatic. But I don't think Londo in his soul is a bad guy. And I think a lot of it is perspective. I mean, if we go back to the early seasons, Jakar wanted to kill all Centauri. He was as bloodthirsty and as willing to kill the Centauri as the Centauri have proven willing to kill the Narn. I mean, they had equal hatred towards each other, and it is only by the grace of the shadows that the Centauri got there first. The Centauri got there first. I have no doubt if Jakar could have done what Londo did, he would have. And it would have been the Centauri being massacred and murdered, and Jakar being the one watching from a ship as the bones of the Centauri are crushed into powder. I mean, it is just, it is the nature of war. It is the nature of conquest. That's why I'm so anti-war, because I have no illusions of what war is. War is death and destruction and enslavement, and it's pushed by those who seek power and money and just want to gain something out of the death of others. War is hell. And Jakar wanted a war. Londo wanted a war. They both got what they wanted. It didn't pan out the way either of them thought it would. But Londo, dude, I love you to this day. You are solid S tier, dude. Yes, Londo and Jakar have the best interactions. They are great together. I need to do just a video of all their best interactions. I love them both so much, which leaves us with the last person, Jakar, my favorite Narn. who has changed more than any other character. He has gone from violent. Hey, cat. Cat. No. Sorry, cat problems. Londo did take a different path. So Jakar has came the farthest, in my opinion, as a character. He went from a violent, war-mongering sex fiend to a spiritual advisor, a spiritual leader almost. He has found his peace. He has begun to write his own book of what he has seen and what he has found, all from a trip with Spice and a little help from a Vorlon. He has opened his third eye into the realm of what is beyond, and he knows that they cannot follow the same path as the Centauri. The path of vengeance and revenge is a empty path, and it leads only to death and destruction. And Jakar is the man. Jakar is the man. He is my favorite character. He is S tier. He is beyond S tier. Londo, Jakar, Valen. Those three would be in their own tier if I made one. That's how I feel. Alan, ship ranking will have to wait. I don't have time today. Once again, I forgot it was Father's Day. I have something to be to in about an hour. I'm going to be on here now that I'm done for about another 15 minutes or so. If anyone has any questions. So that is my ranking though. Look at it. Enjoy its beauty. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions or anything you want to talk about, let me know. I'm going to be on for about another 15 minutes before I have to go and get a shower and get ready to go to a Father's Day dinner. My wife's grandfather is in his 90s, and he's going to be there, and he's kind of the oldest living member of the family, and his kids are going to be there, and I'm going to be there, and it's going to celebrate all of the fathers, myself included, but it's really about him. You know, he's 90 plus years old, and everyone there is kind of descendant from him in some way. So, you know, I'm going to go. It's going to be nice. So, yeah. So, yes, he definitely had a life-changing trip, which I have had some of those in my life as well. There is a certain clarity that comes after a good trip. So, yeah. So, any questions, any comments, any follow-ups, hit me with what you got. Anything you want to know, you want to say. I am glad you all came to spend time with me. I enjoy the Babylon 5 family I have here. We are all pretty cool. I think everyone here is pretty cool. I think you're all pretty cool. I would hang out with each and every one of you if I could. Honestly, I wish I knew some of you in real life and you lived closer, because I have no one to talk Babylon 5 with. No one I hang out with watches Babylon 5. It drives me fucking crazy. I would be happy to do anything with Jeff and Brent if they invite me or feel the need that they want me there. I had a great time being the host for their Q&A. It was a lot of fun. I also think they do quality content. I am a little behind on their reactions and commentaries right now, but it's a quality channel, and you should definitely check them out. And I will definitely be there if I am so invited. I am 7 episodes into season 4. Today or tomorrow, I'm going to watch, I believe, episode 8. Then I'm going to watch the movie Third Space, and then episode 9. I'm not sure who the R Night guys are. They might be in Florida. I don't know. Sadly, I film so much, like I don't watch nearly as many reaction videos as I used to. Because as many of you know, maybe some of you don't, I started out just being a fan of reaction channels. And I ran out of reaction channels to watch. So I decided to watch some shows I've never seen and figured why not film it and post it, being I'm watching something new. And Mega Reacts was born. Well, I'm glad you showed it to the party fashionably late. That's okay, because this is going to be posted and you can watch all the fun at your own pace later. Orlando. I haven't been to Orlando in a hot minute. Maybe I'll make my way down there eventually. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this ranking, though, looking back over it. Can't believe King Arthur made it to S tier. That's great. I really did love his character. Zathras D tier. Man, I expected far more hate than I got for that one. That means I'm in good company. Yes, 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 good company, yes. All right. Any follow-up questions or anything before I go? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Bum 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 bum. Curious about this. Trying to think of something non-spoiler to discuss. It's a bit of a potential minefield. Yep, I feel you. I feel you. It is hard. I had a hard time doing the hosting job for Babylon 5 for the first time. I was so worried I was going to say something I shouldn't say, but I think I did pretty darn good. Yes, I did rank the neck thing just because I thought it would be funny. I don't know much about it, but I thought it would be funny. The Expanse. Yes, I have 2 episodes of The Expanse filmed and ready to post on Patreon. Episode 4 and 5, I believe. Man, what a those were a crazy couple episodes. I will say that. Elbow deep in cat litter. Nice. Where do I see the show going from here? All right, so I am, like I said, about 7 episodes in to season 4. Honestly, I think now that we've eliminated the big threat of the shadow, that the biggest threat now is going to be humanity. Humanity and the bullshit that humanity is going to bring to this universe. The power vacuum that is now left by the shadows and the Vorlons leaving. I believe it will now be a universe filled with problems created by the younger races. I think they will be petty and they will be violent. And I hope everything ends with they all lived happily ever after, but that is not the world Babylon 5 is. So I really don't know where it's going to go, but I do think there's going to be a lot of conflict with just the worlds left behind in the vacuum of power that is a universe without Vorlons or shadows. And it's going to be everyone trying to gain power. Yeah, 4 and 5 are intense. And it felt like the very end of a novel. That felt like that should have been the end of season 1, episode 5 of season 2 of The Expanse. It was so good. Like I said, they will be posted on Patreon today. They are already filmed. They're already on my Google Drive. Got to upload them. My computer completely shit out on me last night, though, so I didn't get them posted. And it was shitting out on me this morning too, but it seems to be working now. Knock on wood. Yep, humans are the best and the worst, very much like real life. I believe most humans are just kind of, at least in the real world, I think the majority of people are nice, but they just want to be left the hell alone to live their lives. We just want to live our lives, folks. You got the crazy 10% on one side, you got the crazy 10% on the other, and then everyone else in the middle who just wants to be good people, live their lives, go about their day. But it is what it is. It is the nature of the world. Better than green, purple. Green, purple, purple, green. You know what? We're not far from that, to be honest. Except in our world, it's red, blue, red, blue. Red, blue, red, blue. A little on the nose. Technically, though, I am yellow. I think I'm a registered libertarian. So yellow. I don't know. Uh, but yeah, that is craziness, isn't it? All right. Floor is open for any more questions. You got about another 5 minutes. Once again, I do appreciate everyone showing up. It's been a lot of fun. My stuttering was a bit on point today. I've been stuttering a lot lately, though. That usually means a migraine's coming. I used to stutter uncontrollably. You would not even believe how bad I used to talk. Like I would almost pass out because I couldn't breathe. Because I'd just be like stuck on a word, like hot mess, man. And thinking teachers would call on me to read. Sadistic bitches. I got a little bit of hostility towards those teachers, even to this day. You know I can't talk. Why are you asking me to read? I had quite a few people thought I had Tourette's. Can you imagine? Having such a bad speech impediment, people think you have Tourette's. Now I'm doing a YouTube channel, talking to everybody. Never would have imagined. You remember. Yeah, you do remember, don't you, bud? Yeah. I didn't recognize your name at first, my friend. That is one of my oldest and best friends. He has a YouTube channel now. Go check it out. It is let me see. So go check out this YouTube channel. Give him a like, subscribe if you want. He does little videos about various topics. Some about aliens, some about history. They're like a minute or two each. Fun little watches. Some really good information. The quality's pretty darn on point too. So yeah, go like, comment, share, subscribe. Cosmo is doing good. He's a little hellion. He was super sweet when I first got back from out of town. And now he's back to his usual self of being a little terrorizing creature of destruction. I have not seen the King's Speech, but I want to because I know the premise. So yeah. Not a problem, sir. I will always plug a friend's channel. Yeah, definitely. Anyone in chat, go check it out. Give them a subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. Just click subscribe. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do the same. Click subscribe. I would assume you have because you're here. We're just over the 2 hour mark. All right, we have 4 minutes left. I'm out of here at 12:20 CST. So, any final questions, comments? I did not even recognize your channel name at first, my dude. Sorry about that. You're like, haha, I remember. I was like, he remembers. I must know him. Oh, I remember that channel. Yeah. It's a relatively new channel. So it's not like I just forgot, even though I'm terrible with names. All right. We are getting down to the last minute here. Gonna watch some Babylon 5 this weekend. Zog icon, yes. Had to do a screen capture to get that. I couldn't find a good picture, so I had to snag it. Do a little dance for everybody. Boom. Oh, I also I'm gonna be giving these out when I go out to restaurants and such. Wrong box. Here we go. We got Mega Reacts business cards. And on the back, QR code directly to my channel. Kind of fancy. Why not, right? Why not? Yep, we should have the next Babylon 5 reaction on YouTube up Friday or a little before. I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I will post them early if I get them done. So yeah, this was fun. And you say thank you for doing this. It was fun. I only did it because of you, sir. I was gonna do it later on, but you were the one who was like, "Hey, when are we gonna get a season 3 character ranking?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't have time." And then I thought about it and said, "You know what? I can make the time Sunday." That's when but I also forgot it was Father's Day. But yeah, so I made the time. I did it. You Zog yes, Zog no. We'll go Zog yes. Him Mojito? Is that how you say that name? Him Mojito. I did this because of him Mojito. He inspired this entire character ranking to be done at this point because it would have been done later on otherwise. All right. Well, if I have no more questions, once again, thank you all for coming. It's been a blast. I will see you on the flip side. And yeah, we'll have more Babylon 5 up soon. And just so everyone does know, whenever I do finish Babylon 5, I will be replacing it with Stargate SG1 as my new show. So just throwing that out there. So you all take care, and we'll see you on the flip side.